We're live?
Go 5 minutes.
All right, we're live, John.
What?
I think we're live. Yeah.
We're live, baby. Let's do it.
All right.
Okay.
Welcome to the Sal and Mookie's pregame sportscast. I'm Noah Sanders.
And I'm John Harris. Today we're playing here at the
Bill Ruffle Field. We're joined here with Coach Matthew Sigler to talk about the game.
Last week we came off with a disappointing loss. We played Central Hines.
It was 22 to 14, and MRA came off a disappointing loss, 61 to 36 at home last week.
We're here with Matthew Sigler, and we will be asking him some questions today.
So, Coach Sig, how do you think the Bruins come out with a win here today?
Well, obviously today's going to be a tough test against a really good MRA team. You know, a team that obviously has been perennially successful in 6A. But I think for us right now, we've got to control the trenches with the field being wet. If our line can kind of tread water and hold them a little bit, make some holes for our run game, we're going to be okay. If we can stop the run and force them to throw the ball, I think our strength is in the secondary. I think we've got a bunch of athletic guys that, you know, if you make a mistake throwing the ball, they're going to pick you off. And anytime that we can get the ball away from them and hold it in our possession, obviously it's going to be a good thing. And I think, you know, the Bruin defense, like I said, just being able to force a turnover here or there, and the Bruin offense being able to control the line of scrimmage, I think we're going to be okay.
Do you think that the fact that MRA normally plays on a turf field and it's dry, and today they're playing away at a field that is not turf and it's wet, do you think that'll have any effect on the game today?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, as a former football coach and former football player myself, you know, playing on grass was always different from playing on turf. Your footing is going to be completely different. You're going to have to, you know, realize that I'm not going to be able to make the same cuts. I'm not going to be able to make the same sort of moves that I make with the ball if I'm on offense. I do think, though, that if we force them to try to make too many, you know, non-normal plays in their regards, that they will probably struggle with that. You know, a guy trying to make an extra cut or an extra spin move or something like that here or there could cause them to fall down or maybe even fumble the football, which would be, of course, in the Bruin favor.
So what do you think about Drew Rambo winning that award?
Man, Drew Womble has been a heck of a blessing for St. Joe. A kid that's come in, that's really dedicated himself to the football program. You know, Drew's a good kid on and off the football field. And Drew's a kid that, you know, talking with Coach Pruitt, our offensive that, you know, my right tackle is going to block this guy, my left guard is going to block this guy. This receiver is running this route, this receiver is running that route. And so for Drew, being able to manage the game and know where his reads are going to be has been great. And it showed against Clinton Christian. I mean, he had a great game. And of course, last week against Central Hines, you're playing in a mud bowl, right? And so
Right.
obviously struggled a little bit, but still played a fairly decent game. And so I think tonight here against MRA, if he's able to make the right read, we're going to be in this ball game.
Yes, sir. So, last season we didn't have the best record. What do you think the Bruins are? What do you think they've changed this year that they're going to work on differently in these games?
Well, one thing I've definitely seen from this group, especially defensively, is they're flying to the football. And what I mean by that is we're not having one guy make a tackle, we're having 4 and 5 guys make a tackle. And defensively, when you have guys flying to the football, you know, that prevents a broken tackle for a play that should have been 3 yards that turns into 30. It stays a 3-yard play, right? So I really like that the defense is playing with. And offensively, of course, we lost a couple playmakers, but we've also gotten a couple playmakers. I'm really impressed by A.J. Harris, the young freshman that we have. I've seen him play slot. I've seen him play running back. And he's done a great job of helping guys like Eli Dampier and Jay Warren and Cy McBeth. Cy McBeth, another guy, a sophomore, who's really, really stepping up and is toting the rock for the Bruins right now at running back and just, you know, really, really, really wearing down some defenses.
4 touchdowns on the season for Cy.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
Great year so far for Cy.
Yeah. So next year, I think they're trying to make it so that we're not in 6A and we're joining a super conference. What do you think about that?
Yeah, so obviously, to me, and this might sound a little weird, but talk is kind of cheap. I want to see action happen. If you're going to do it, let's go ahead and do it. If not, we need to go ahead and figure out what we're going to be, prep for what we're going to be, and who we're going to play against. Now, if we do go into the super conference, I think that there is a bunch of advantages. Obviously, the layout of it, the playoffs, and things like that. When you get there, you're not going to have to play against the so-called Big Four,
Right.
and you might have guys or teams that are more of your size or your experience level. So I would love to see us get in a position where St. Joe is playing against competition that St. Joe should be playing competition against. Not to say that we can't compete with these guys because we've shown we can, but I just want it for us not every week to have to be going against a Big Four school.
Right.
So it's no mistake that um, MRA is a bigger team than us. How do you expect us as the smaller team to battle against them?
Well, obviously you've got to be in shape. You've got to have your guys conditioned to play the whole game. We're playing Ironman football where they're running, 11 different guys on offensive and defensively. So for us, we've got to make sure we're hydrated. We've got to make sure we're in shape. And I think the coaching staff has done a really, really good job as far as getting our guys ready for that. And we're just going to have to limit mistakes and just, kind of limit long, sustained drives by MRA on offense and try to hold on to the ball a little bit when we're on offense.
And last week, MRA got blown out at home
Yeah.
against I think it was
Pulaski
PCA,
Academy.
Pulaski Academy, right? So how do you think they're going to bounce back from that game?
Well, MRA and Pulaski have had a really good relationship. I know they play 7-on-7 there in the summer. Pulaski always hosts a tournament. And, Coach Davis over at MRA has a good relationship with their coach, and they've been playing it. But Pulaski's gotten the best of them every single year that they've played an actual regular season game. I think they'll come out hungry, but I do know, just based off of some things that I've heard, that they were pretty banged up. That they're going to be missing potentially 3 starting offensive linemen tonight, as well as one of their best cornerbacks. And so I hate to say that injuries play to our advantage, but that's kind of part of the game. And so I think MRA is going to be hungry to get back in the win column, but I don't think that it's going to be, hey, we show up and just play because we're MRA and St.
Right.
Joe's just going to lie down. I don't see that tonight.
Yes, sir.
So this is our first 6A game this season. How do you think that they're a bit nervous, or do you think they're ready to hit it running and show them that we're not some little small school?
I think anytime that you play a district game, there's going to be some butterflies just naturally. I mean, as an athlete, anywhere from 15 to 18 years old, you feel the pressure and the expectation to play well. But I think our guys have been conditioned through last year and even the year before in 5A. We played some really tough teams. So I don't think we're necessarily going to be intimidated by them, but I can see maybe, some pregame jitters, just thinking like, hey, this is our first district game. It's at home, expecting a big crowd. But I think the guys are going to be okay.
So their number one quarterback, their most passing yards is 982 yards. Samuel Stockett. How do you
Yeah.
think the Bruins can prevent him from having a big game?
So I think we need to mix up coverages. Come out, show some cover 3, some cover 4, some cover 2, maybe even a little bit of man coverage here and there, hoping that we can keep up with their receivers and just mix up looks on the defensive line. Show pressure here, maybe even show pressure, but don't send pressure.
Right.
And then obviously we can get a sack or two and just kind of get his feet a little bit happy in the pocket, make him maybe make some reads that he wouldn't normally make, or make some throws early on that he wouldn't normally make. I think we're going to be okay.
So we have a relatively small student section, but we make up for it for being loud.
Yeah.
Do you think that all the yelling and cheering from the fans on the sidelines gets into the other team's head, or do you think it's
100%.
just...
100%. I mean, as a player, you love to say that you don't hear that stuff, but you really do.
Right.
I mean, there are guys that try to say, "Oh, well, when I'm in the zone, I'm just in the zone." I'm not buying it, man. I'm not buying it. We have a great student section, one of the best student sections that I've seen in my 9 years here. We've got guys and gals that come out to the game, that cheer on the Bruins, and really do try to propel our team. And we've got some great spirit squads along with that, cheerleaders, dance team, and band that help with that. So I think our student section does play a pretty big factor.
So St. Joe is underdog today. Do you think that'll be the same for the rest of the season, playing against these district teams?
I don't know. I've seen a little bit from some of these other schools. I definitely think JA is down this year. I've watched a little bit of tape on them. Hartfield's going to be Hartfield. That's going to
Right.
be a tough one. PCS, they say, is on the rise. I don't really know too much about them. But I would love, especially homecoming in 2 weeks against Greenville St. Joe. We beat them pretty St. Joe could be one that we could definitely get under our belts. And I think, if we get rolling at the right time, man, there's really no telling what happens. I mean, that's why they play the game.
Right.
I think that's all the time we have for tonight, Coach. But thank you for coming
Yeah,
out
brother,
here.
thank y'all for having me, man. Good to see you
Yeah.
guys.
You too.
So today, the Bruins are hoping to get a win with this court against MRA. Their top rusher is Case Thomas. He has 313 yards on the season. Our top rusher is A.J. Harris with a total of 160 yards. Very good season for them today.
Now we do have Drew Womble, who recently won an award. So last week he didn't have the best game, but he still made sure to battle hard and try his hardest with the rest of his team. We were playing on a very muddy field, and I don't believe we've been accustomed to that yet. So the ball was wet. Couldn't exactly pass the ball as much as we had, but we did recover a fumble, and we almost had a couple of interceptions.
That's right.
So I think now that we've got accustomed to a mud field, the Bruins are looking forward to it today, and we're ready to come back hard after a tough loss. The football team wasn't exactly too happy about it. They thought that they were going to just go over there and beat the brakes off of them, but it's not what happened, but we're going to do our best to do it today.
Yeah, as he said, the weather was really bad last week. This week it looks much better this week. Hopefully, these conditions will help the Bruins get a win, but we can only hope for the best.
And thank goodness the weather is better. Just yesterday, this football field was a whole swamp.
It was flooded.
Luckily, the sun came out, I guess, and it dried up some of it, but it was bad yesterday.
All right, so we're gonna pass the mic to Davis Hammond and Connor Odom for the game.
But that's all we have for
That's
today,
all we have for
Bruins.
today. All right.
So I messed up the first one.